Good day there, welcome to RishCraft. Today I sculpted Poseidon from Fortnite using some polymer clay and some resin. So diving into the project, we're going to start off with an armature, as all things do. It's our skeleton, and normally, unless you're an octopus, the skeleton goes on the inside. So to bulk up with our tissue, which is the foil here, we're just going to toss it up in the air, and thanks to the magic of editing, we get a bulked up armature that we can then start building off of. So mixing together some green and blue to get this nice aqua clay. Now the colored clay doesn't really matter, it's for my little rat brain, because my brain can't process having multiple colors to sculpt and then paint them different colors. So what I choose to do is make them the same color of which I paint on. So now we can bulk up the body and adjusting the arms, because this was a previous armature of a project that was too large. It was the Link versus Ganon diorama, so if you haven't watched it, I suggest watching it, or stay and watch this video instead. So we can bulk up the entire body using this clay, and we're just gonna build it up and sculpt all the muscle. If you're new here, you wouldn't know, but I love sculpting my muscle. I did it in my Spinosaurus video. I do it in every video actually. So obviously there's a lot of clay involved in this project because it's quite large, which is why I didn't end up using it for the Zelda one. And so this is why you see a difference in the color of clay here. It's just bulking up the shoulders with some more clay, and that's just the aim of the game here. So bulk up with some muscle. So with a lengthy break from me, we can move on to the defining of the forearms, followed by the lats. And he is a pretty jacked guy. If you don't know, this is from the new Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 2 season. And it just released, I think, and I saw this and I was like, that's funny, it's Poseidon, I gotta make this. Obviously this new season is based around Greek mythology and the gods, so if you want to see me make anything else from here, please let me know down below. I do quite like the idea of making Zeus, whether it would be Fortnite accurate or not, just in general. Zeus throwing a lightning bolt seems like a cool idea to me. However, another thing to do with the lightning, stay tuned for more Godzilla dioramas. I want to make Ghidorah, but due to the circumstances of time frame and the new movie and the YouTube algorithm, it's going to end up being Scar King versus Kong in one diorama, followed by hopefully 2 weeks later, and I'm thinking set in resin, a Godzilla versus Shimo diorama that lights up. So I would definitely stay tuned for that. I'm really excited to get started on that sometime soon. Scar King is already finished, so hopefully I can get that video out by this upcoming weekend. And we're just bulking up the legs in this model here of Poseidon. Now, just to save myself from saying Poseidon the whole time, I'm going to refer to him as Sidon. And for you Zelda fans, which is me, I love the Zelda game. If you're new to the channel, again, Zelda is my favorite game, Breath of the Wild obviously being my favorite. And yeah, we all know who the Zelda fans simp for, and that is Prince Sidon himself. And what Sidon does have is a trident, which is the same as our Sidon here. So let's just sculpt a small trident using some yellow clay. Quite sorry, I've been deviating off on my own little sidetracks, so just gonna talk you through the steps that I've gone through so far. To smooth everything out, I use some isopropyl alcohol to remove the fingerprints and all the sharp edges to get a much smoother look of the clay, which especially is helpful for somebody like Sidon here. In the original first appearance he appeared in Fortnite, I think his name was Ripley, I would know because I was playing the game at that time. And yeah, no, I've loved Fortnite over the ages. I mean, obviously it's gone downhill to an extent, but they do put out some fun content sometimes, so it's always nice to see. And well, obviously my most popular video on the channel being creating Venom from Fortnite, sadly, which isn't even one of my best in my opinion, but YouTube says otherwise. So I thought, why not connect back to my roots? It's where I first started sculpting. Obviously not the border my current hero, but the person who I followed for the longest time when I first started sculpting was CosClay, and he made all the Fortnite dioramas and everything of what I was into back in the day. So big shout out to him for inspiring me and inspiring me here to make this as well. So just for his chain, his little necklace, we're gonna create 4 fish, 4 small fish that we can attach on, obviously building up his traps and his shoulders and everything, and this weird gem that Poseidon has around his neck. I'm not quite sure what it is, but gives him some power. This is some Bake-and-Bond. We're gonna slather it on some black CosClay. Say that 10 times fast. We're just gonna add his garments around his waist here, so using some white clay, and we're just going to add in all the details of the coral shells, I believe they are, but my laziness, I was not bothered to make the coral appearance. So fun fact about this creation, I finished it today, the day of uploading this video. Majority of this was today, so it's quite an easy one. I thought that it would just be fun to make, and if I'm going to get it out, it will be now because I have a schedule for the other videos. So we're just going to add the gold trims as well as the triangles that come out pointing down along his legs and the shells there. So now that our shelly little side-on is complete, we can go ahead and add the gold trim around the waistband and make a kingfish. So this kingfish here, he has a crown using 3 points, which is identical to Poseidon's crown up above, and we can just attach that on. For the first time ever, I incorporate resin into a sculpture rather than casting it in resin, which I thought would work kind of dodgy, but I actually think it worked really well. Really happy with the results, so stay tuned for the final shots to see that. So we can attach the trident that we made earlier and add in the fingers using the same color clay, and we're just going to attach that on. And then we can add, because I'm too lazy, just this little drippy sort of feature for his left hand, which is going to be connected to the resin of the base. So painting it off with some blue, because we're going to coat it in the resin, which is going to be tinted green later on. And then we're going to paint all the gold parts gold and all the gem parts with the same blue as his body. So now everything's painted, we've gone over every color, we can move on to the resin. So using some UV resin here, because it would be far too difficult to use epoxy resin, there's no chance it will work. So we're going to cure this with some UV light, mix in some blue and some green inks, and then cure it with the UV light here. And yeah, so we're just going to watch the time-lapse here of me heating it up. I actually heated it up completely inside of the silicone, so that the silicone cup, so that it can set better on his head and get us that proper shape. And here's a base of which I made. The camera was not recording. It's just some hot glue with some foil on top, and then give him some paint job on top of that. I'll create a short or maybe a video just on how I make all my bases. So jamming him in with the wires, and we're going to pour some more resin over top, and that should be the creation finished. So thanks for watching. Check out all of my other videos. I'll come back to talk after the shots, but enjoy some of this fishy fresh reveal shots. obviously, big thanks for watching the video. Check out all my other videos. I have a bunch of good stuff. Subscribe so that you can watch all the good stuff I'm putting out now. And if you want to go that extra step further, head over to my Patreon, and I'll be seeing you next time.